Hi guys, it is GusGal3 here, and I just had my 48th birthday, and I just wanted to go through what I do for skincare. So literally the first thing I do, besides laying all of my products out, is I try to get a natural light source. So next to me here, I have my window that I opened. And so that you can really get that natural light on you so that you can see what's happening with your face. Also, I do have a makeup mirror that is a magnifying mirror on one side and a regular mirror on the other. There I am. But yeah, and then I do have a mirror up above here too for longer distance, what have you. So I turn those things on, and I actually like to wash my product off from the night before, my hyaluronic acid and creams and things. Sorry, my cat is playing with the toy right now. And I try to be as clean beauty as I can, so I actually have one of those washcloths that you take makeup off with. So I've already gotten it wet, and I also do like to pull my hair back. So I literally, like, I am truly in my pajamas with natural light beaming on me, with my bags and everything for the world to see. But I feel like my skin still looks pretty decent for 48, and I'm just gonna show you my routine. So here we go. Just kind of popping that hair back so that you can really get to your whole entire face. And right now, I love this hyaluronic cream, or hyaluronic acid intensive cream that I use, and we'll go through all of the different products. So right now, I did get this towel wet, and it just really has a lot of kind of scrubbing power. And then that way, in case you missed anything from the night before, and I just run that all down my neck because I do put product on my neck, my décolleté, which you can see my wrinkles here, not to get too racy, but I really work on that as well. And that just kind of gives you that kind of fresh feeling. Go over your eyes. I've been having a few issues with some styes lately, so I actually have been doing extra cleansing of the eye with these AccuSoft wipes that the doctor told me about. So there's one pre-moistened pad in here, but you can use it one side on one eye and then one side on the other, which seems to be working fine right now. So once you get that done, it just kind of freshens your face up from the night before in case you sweat or hot flashes or what have you. And then your skin is ready to prep. Yeah, this definitely is not the most attractive light, but so now you can, like I said, you can really see everything that's happening. So I have my little secret tools that I use. I actually have like a beauty tool. It's from True Beauty. It's not quite the knockoff of the Nurse Jamie, but I'm a huge Tati fan, so I kind of follow true to form, and she uses this. So many other people use this. It's a little bit heavier of an object, but I just literally, for like 45 seconds or so, run it over my skin, and actually, as you can see, I'm pretty puffy in the morning. So I do run it under my eyes, and it just feels like a little bit of a weight. This top part rolls, and it's just supposed to help with circulation and really get that skin ready to accept the product. Run it over those forehead wrinkles, and like I said, I don't know, I kind of try to do my décolleté too. I do have sun damage and things from all those naughty years of using baby oil, like all of us did back in the 80s and such. So, but yeah, if you can kind of hear it rolling. And it just feels so good because it's kind of a little bit cooler. I actually heard people keeping it in the refrigerator, but my bedroom, my makeup area is all the way on the other side of the house, so I just kind of keep it in my little toolkit over here. And like I said, really, I don't know, I really kind of get in there and really run it over everything and get your skin ready. I have a little sensitive area. I had surgery last year, so I don't do too much over here, but Yeah, that feels good. Okay. So next I do some micellar cleansing water. This is the Up and Up brand, which is the Target brand. And let's see, my Beauty Puffs. I thought I was ready to do this. All right, here we go. So my other clean beauty thing that I use are reusable cotton. Actually, these are like little flannel cotton rounds that I bought on Etsy. And they're just somebody that took some fabric and a little bit different on each side. You can see I've used it for mascara and things, but yeah, and you can usually buy, 100 pack for not real expensive. I do, however, still tend to use the little disposable cotton rounds, but only when necessary. So my first thing that I do, I use some of the water. I give it a good shake. Put some on the pad. Just enough. I don't know, I probably do it about a quarter to 50-cent piece size, and just kind of get it through the full fabric. And again, getting that skin ready for your products is super important. I try not to pull too much, but it just feels so good. I just really enjoy that. And then, so where I keep these normally, I keep the clean ones in a mason jar, because I love my mason jars, on one side. And then I have a little bit cuter of a jar with some flowers and things, so I know that that's the dirty. I actually kind of hang it, let it dry, and then drop it in. And once it gets full, then I wash them in a delicates bag, so like whatever you wash your bras and things in. So done with the cellular water. Now next, I've been kind of playing around with different moisturizing creams, so stuff that sits under your makeup. My holy grail for probably 10, 15 years has been Avalon Organics. I know it's backwards, but I'll fix that. Avalon Organics, the Brilliant Balance Ultimate Night Cream. So, but I actually use this during the day. I got my mother-in-law using it and such. And because I don't necessarily have combination skin, I actually have really dry skin. I don't know, you can't really tell from looking at it because I've been doing this like crazy. I have the Neutrogena brush that I do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So tonight I will be scrubbing my face with the little puffs and things. And just treating that skin is so important. So now that I've got it ready, used my tool, I actually pull out another tool. Right now, I'm so in love, with the Honest Beauty, the Hydro Gel Cream, which has 2 types of hyaluronic acid. And for those of you that don't know what hyaluronic acid is, you hear the acid word and it kind of freaks you out. Don't let it, because it is so moisturizing for your skin, especially at our age where we tend to kind of start drying out. So I take out of the tub and I just kind of pat it in where I really want it, where things start drying out quickly for me from using the different products. And I learned a few tricks from the YouTube girls, and patting and pressing things in instead of pulling and rubbing. Get that under your eyes. Like I said, I've got this puffiness happening. And I'm going to pull out my next tool. So I'm kind of excited. And all right, the other trick is put the remainder on the back of your hands, because that area tends to start aging right along with our skin. And here's another décolleté. Just get that really rubbed in there. Like I said, you can see my wrinkles from my sun damage from over the years and such. So I'm pulling out this tool, and I'm so excited that I found it. I actually found it for way less expensive than you do online. It's from Danielle Creations, which is actually a name of my daughter. But yeah, Danielle Creations. It's a rose quartz massager. So it just takes one battery. You turn it on. You can kind of hear it. And I actually take a little bit of the product, and I just kind of bop it in there. So you have some on there to let it move a little freely over your skin. And again, massaging it in is just so nice. You don't push real hard, but getting that product in and just getting that skin woken up to accept makeup and such. And I really like to go over the old forehead, those wrinkles, your brow area, because those tend to wrinkle first. Like you said, you know, your forehead where you're, you know, making your expressions and things. And then I have bags that run in my family under your eyes, so can't quite get away from that. But yeah, just running it over your face. I do this for a good minute, so hopefully you're patient. And like I said, I'm not going to make it too scandalous, but I definitely do run it over my neck and my skin. And like I said, I had surgery over here, so I don't go too hard on that side. But yeah, and just getting that really, really, really in there. Loving it. And I watched Tati, who is very popular on YouTube, and she just had Jessica Alba on. And I'm sure kind of everybody knows who that is. She's an actress. But she is the one from Honest Beauty. She's created all the Honest products. And so she had her on there and doing like a full face of that type of makeup. And she pulled out this tool and started using it. And I'm like, oh my God, I do something just like Jessica Alba. I wish I looked like her. She literally came into the studio to meet with Tati, no makeup on, and she literally didn't need anything. It was like amazing. She's just such a beauty. All right, and then after that, I just kind of press everything in again because I'm going to let this sit on my face and neck and such and just kind of let it soak in. And again, I'm putting the little bit extra on the back of my hands. So that is done. Now, I do use several different mascaras. It just depends on the day and how I'm feeling. So today's going to just be kind of a natural day. But I just kind of fell in love with the Honest Beauty mascara, which has the primer on one end and the mascara on the other. And it is a clean product, so it doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it. So speaking of chemicals, I am in love with all of the Benefit mascaras. So I use Roller Lash. They're real. I think that's what it is. Or They're Real was the very first one that I kind of everybody was looking at and trying. And then Bad Gal Bang. So when I do wear false lashes, which I just started wearing, I definitely wear a little bit of Roller Lash on there because it really curls those lashes and makes the falsies, I just wear accents, sit on there. And then if you really want the volumizing and really wispy, like if you're going out and not wearing falsies, the Bad Gal Bang is amazing, which I got my oldest daughter to use, and she loves it. She's like, I'll never buy the cheap mascara again. And then the They're Real is just really natural looking. So today, I think I'm just going to use the They're Real. So as my product is sitting on my face, I am just going to be throwing some mascara on. And I kind of do silly things too. I only put this on my top lash because I don't know, I guess I'm a weeper. I'm emotional and things like that. So I actually wear waterproof underneath on my bottom lashes because I tend to cry it off. So I know it sounds silly, but so I'm going to go in, and I don't know how everybody puts mascara on after they do their eye makeup because I get it everywhere. And I don't know if it's because I have kind of hooded lids, but it literally has been forever that I get it under or on my upper eyelid. So I'm just going to take a second and throw this on. And I just love this makeup, this mascara. It really is very natural looking. Wait a minute. So before I do that, I just bought a new eyelash curler. Let's try that. It's actually really pretty. So before I do that, I'm just going to curl these quick because I'm not using the curling mascara. So you just kind of bop in there and get those curled. I don't have much. I actually have really blonde eyelashes, so it's really hard to see until I actually do put mascara on. All right, so I had that out. Good, I'm glad I remembered. So I'm gonna go in with this just on the top and throw some mascara on. And I try all of those tricks that they do where they like blink down so you're not really pulling and tugging. But like I said, you will see that I actually do have eyelashes. And just, I love the end so you can really get in there. And yeah, I kind of blip around and I get it on my upper lid. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. So there's one eye, very cute. And then, oops, I got my hair caught. The next eye, oh God. This magnifying mirror does not lie, let me tell you. I got some pimple action going on here. Oh, well, you know, it's getting to be that time of the month. All right, so I really like to put my mascara on in a magnifying mirror too. And then you can really see what's happening. And yes, I'm making a face. I don't think anybody can put mascara on without making a face. So I do really like this mascara. Like I said, it just makes the lashes look really natural. I think this one's getting a little dried out though. It's a little chunky, clumpy. So to solve that, my other new tool that I really do like is my Tweezerman. Yeah, Tweezerman lash comb. And so it's a little folding comb so you're not poking yourself. But it is metal, so you have to be careful. But just kind of run that through the lashes. And I just find that it really is like the perfect comb that really separates those lashes. Yeah, I think this mascara is getting a little dried out. I haven't had it that long. And I have a couple, I don't know, flyaways. All right, that's pretty good, I think. So meanwhile, my skin is still kind of drying and such. I'll clean that off later, I guess. My skin is still drying, and next thing I do, I know it might sound silly, but I keep flossers in my makeup drawer because otherwise I don't floss, and flossing is so healthy for you. So I kind of go through and just floss my teeth, and then that way I can see it in there. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I do that after. Oh God. Yeah, so you kind of go through, floss your teeth, and that way it just makes sure that I do floss, like I said. So when my dentist asks me, have you been flossing? Yes, I do. And it just became part of my routine. I know it might sound silly, but it's really good for your heart. Your teeth and everything, all the nerves here are connected to everything. To, like I said, your heart runs your body. So that's my one little thing that I do too. And I didn't really floss real well, but that's okay. So next thing I do, I just kind of go over and pat my skin one more time. And then I pull out, I haven't found anything clean to replace my cotton swabs. So I'm waiting someday for somebody to create something that you can reuse that's, you know, so delicate. Like, I don't know if somebody can make, I know it's already cotton, but like little something that pops over the top of this, and then you use it, and then you pop it off and you wash it. I don't know, maybe I'll invent that, I don't know. So right now, my holy grail of eye makeup remover, and it has been since the 80s, is my Mary Kay eye makeup remover. I'm trying to find a replacement for it because it does get expensive, but I usually buy it online and buy a couple at a time. So I'm getting down there in this one. But I actually kind of found a similar one at Target, the Up and Up brand. So as you can see, I've been using it. But when I need to remove waterproof makeup, which is what my lower mascara is, I can't use this. So I can use this on the top because it's not waterproof, but the bottom, I gotta switch. I know it's kind of a lot of products and things like that, and so when I do travel, I just bring the heavy duty one, and that removes everything. But I'm trying to get off a little bit cheaper. And so what you do is you give that a shake. And so I'm gonna just dip that in, kind of wipe it off, and then just take off that extra little blip that I did. And for those of you that don't know, I do have my lash line. I have permanent eye makeup on that, and I love it because I have blonde, like I said, I have blonde eyelashes. And so when I don't have anything on, oops, I kind of goofed up my lash there. When I don't have anything on, I really look bald. Kind of just run that under the eye here. And like I said, I've been dealing with a little bit of a sty. Oh, it's getting better. So you can kind of see it in that. But it's going on a month or something silly. So just kind of run that. So what I do is I take the end that I dipped in, kind of run it over, and then I take the other dry end and then wipe it off, because otherwise it sometimes gets a little too oily. Well, good. Now I can show you how to cover up pimples. I didn't know I had this one. What in the world? And my other little cheat thing that I do, that I keep on my desk, on my makeup table, is I have a little mini garbage can, and just kind of pop that in there so you don't have too much garbage floating around on your makeup table. So I am going to get ready for some foundation. Foundation is always one of those tricky things. I do have very sensitive skin. If it's a super duper sunny day, which it's not too bad out today, but I also use, besides my gel and lotion that I put on before I put my makeup on, I actually will dot some of this. This is actually specifically made for faces, and water resistant, lightweight, oil free, etc. And it's kind of thick, so I literally just put a little bit on my finger. And I don't know, I have that habit of doing the 2 fingers. And I just put really where that sun is going to kiss you, and a little bit on the chin. So not that you're really covering the whole face, because I always wear sunglasses, and then my makeup that I do wear actually has SPF 50 in it already. But I just don't like to put too much on. And right on that nose, another thing my family's blessed me with is a large nose. And then, of course, I'm going to do one more dot and do here, my décolleté. And then that way it really just stays moisturized. I don't know, I don't really wear a lot of low cut shirts or things like that. And just really kind of press it in there. And this is kind of when I look at my long distance mirror, so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Or I flip that the lighted makeup mirror around, and then I can see myself a little more clearly. Okay. So that's gonna sit for a second, and then I don't know, I just do that. I rub it on the back of my hands, because any moisturizer is good for the skin. Okay, that's going back. And I just recently organized my desk, and I'm loving it. I've got little drawers, and I've got my makeup brushes all organized and things like that. So, foundation application. I do love a good beauty blender, and I have been trying really hard to find a replacement for the actual Beauty Blender brand, and I just can't do it. I've tried the EcoTools, I've tried, quite a few. So I find these online for a little bit cheaper, because they're like $20 in the store for one. And I've been finding them online from a reputable seller, and I can get 2 for like $9. So I'm okay with that. That's, not super expensive. There are a few things that I do like to splurge on, but I usually wait for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty haul and things like that. I do utilize online quite a bit, and eBay and Amazon, of course, and even, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace, things like that. But all right, let's get to foundation. So notice I have not put on my lower mascara yet, and we'll go over that. But right now I am doing from It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation in what color? Natural medium is what they matched me up with. But I kind of find that it is a little bit drying and it's a little bit thick, but that's because it's got, SPF 50. And so I mix it. I have been a Bare Minerals girl, oh gosh, I think since like 2001. So very early on, my girlfriend got me hooked up with the powder and things like that. So up until about 5 years ago, I've been using strict Bare Minerals powder, but now they've come out with, different foundations and things. Like I said, I am very dry, and so I use the Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream, but it doesn't have enough coverage for me. So I actually blend the two together. Might sound silly, but I have melasma on the side, just from getting older, and I'm using the color Suede, which is number 4. So neutral, medium, and Suede. So I kind of shake this up. I'm getting down to the end. I actually should be getting my product today. So you take it, it comes in the squeeze tube. I'm putting 1 dot on that finger of that product, and then this comes in a pump. Well, that's kind of gross, sorry. And I'm gonna put 1 pump on here. So just about the same. I actually use maybe a little bit more of the Bare Minerals. And I'm going to dot them together so they blend together. And I just kind of take it and go back and forth, back and forth. And then this is the other trick that I found from an older, my age YouTube person, is just really pressing it into the skin. So not swirling and doing all of this stuff, because that's what that beauty blender is going to do. So this is when I look in my normal mirror, so not the magnified one. And I really, gosh, I didn't do a very good job with my hair. I really kind of try to make sure that I get it on both sides to cover my melasma. And then I actually kind of run it down my neck. So right now I see it's a little bit extra thick on my nose. And I also do start popping it under my eye. So that's why I did not put the mascara on. And I'm just gonna keep kind of pressing it in, pressing it in. And this way you're not pulling and pulling and pulling. And sometimes if I have a little extra, I just kind of run it on my eyelid, because I'm going to be putting something on my eyelid too. Not a primer or anything. The primer stuff, I just have too sensitive a skin. I cannot find a primer to save my life. So right now, and like I said, I want my neck to be the same color as my face. So I just take these few minutes and grab my Kleenex, sorry. I normally do wipe my fingers off on my my little, oh, here it is. On my little pad that I used to do the micellar water. So I actually like wipe my fingers off on that, or just run to the bathroom. And so I have already, sorry, this is kind of in my way. So I have already went and got this wet. So it's real nice and fluffy, squeezed it out, squoze it out, like my husband and I say. And then same with the little one. And the little one is for under eye or any like little area. If my skin is feeling extra dry, I actually have a couple of facial oils that I really like. I like Marula oil, which I actually found this at TJ, which is, this one is an organic version, Absolute Care. I love it. There's no smell to it. And then, of course, Tarte has the Maracuja oil, which is just so lovely. I actually really like to drop this in the bathtub, too, when I take a bath. And so today, I'm feeling pretty dewy, so I am not going to add this, to my foundation or things like that. But I do like to have those on hand, especially in the winter time. So I've put the foundation, I've patted it onto my face. Sorry, my hair's driving me crazy. And now I don't have anything on this. I'm actually just gonna bop it, I'm gonna bounce it on my skin. And then that way it really fills it in and gets into those pores. Bounce it on the neck. And you just kind of take your time doing this. And you'll see how much product actually comes off. And get up around that hairline. As you can see, I am kind of bouncing it pretty good. But that just keeps the skin hydrated, and you're not pulling the other product you just put off. And I'm just going over that neckline. And this is where the natural light really comes into play. I have a really good view in my mirror. I'm just gonna take this, and then, like I said, now you can really see what you're getting at, you know, and just leaving that skin moisturized and blended. And now you can see my melasma. It really, both of those products are really good, but I'm gonna take a little bit more on my sponge and go over my melasma area. So I'm gonna take one more dot of the higher coverage so that let's see here, and I'm gonna put it right on my sponge. And I'm actually gonna take this back here so I can see what I'm doing. You can see my mess over here. And just go over that specific area. I might have put too much on. Oh no, not too bad. And I'm excited to have a pimple so I can show you my holy grail that I have been literally using, another Bare Minerals product, for 20 years. And my husband uses it when he gets a blemish. My daughters all use it. And again, just kind of blending that rest into there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. You can still kind of see it, but we'll go over that. So meanwhile, I am ready for some under eye cover up. And what I do, I actually mix two products, and that's the beauty of different beauty products, that you can mix and match. This is the other thing that I always struggle with. You know, I see the commercial where it says, you know, oh, you know, the eye cream graveyard. Well, I'm sure everybody has concealer graveyard because I know I do. I've tried L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear because I do have dark circles under my eyes. One that I do keep going back to is the Instant Age Rewind. You can see how much I've used of that. And it's a fun one just to put on your eyelids even and blend in. They actually changed the package. I'm like, well, I think mine probably is expired, so I bought a new one. And then my new favorite, I just bought probably a couple weeks ago at Ulta, I want to say, because I had some points that I could use up, is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Photogenic Concealer. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. And so what I do is, so this is in shade, oh God, CW 3.5. All right, anyways, so what I do is I do the trick of, I put it on my hand. I just use the doe foot applicator and I just put just a blip on my hand. Then I take my big girl, my heavy girl, my Bye Bye Under Eye. I do like the Illuminator one for summertime, but then I switch over to the regular one in the winter. And this is shade medium. I am blonde blue eye, but I kind of have that little more pinky tone in my skin. And so I find that medium color products do work well. And this is so thick, so you can't shake it, you can't do anything with it. So I just put literally a minuscule amount, because what I do is, they say to do this on the website or what have you, and you take that ring finger, whether you're right or left-handed, so that ring finger has the least amount of pressure in it, and I'm going to swirl it around. Actually, you know what? I maybe want to put some oil in this. That's the other trick too, to keep it from gathering in those fine lines that you have around your eyes. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna swirl it. It kind of ends up kind of disappearing. Sorry, I got a notification. Kind of disappearing into your hand. So I'm going to add a drop of my maracuja oil, my Tarte maracuja oil, not right on it, but just behind it. And then that way you can control how much you actually put on your finger and then bring into the little swatch that you're creating on your hand. So I don't have much on there, but I'm just going to, I'm going to switch back to magnifying now. Oh God. I'm just going to pat it in. And then that way, that product too, that oil that's sitting on the back of your hand, you can actually moisturize the back of your hand again. I usually do the double tap and rub my other hand on it, and then you can just wipe that away. So I'm literally just pressing that into the corners, which is where I'm very dark. I had a girlfriend ask if I had a black eye, so I wasn't really happy with that. And I'm just pressing it in. So I still have not put lower lash mascara on yet. And this way you can really get in there. I got a fuzz on my face. All right. And so just really get in there. And I'm just pressing the product in and not pulling. Okay. And the trick of the maracuja oil is what keeps it from really gathering in those pores. So right now, and that's when I use I use my pad again, and I'm going to wipe off the extra product, but I'm going to leave the oil. I don't know if you can see the oil kind of dripping on my hand. So I'm going to wipe the extra product off, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to rub the oil into the back of my hands because it's good for you. Yeah, this is going to be a long tutorial. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to figure it out. All right, so I try to be good and put my products away as I use them. Therefore, being organized is always a good thing. Right now, I'm kind of letting that set before I start adding any other products. What do I do with my blush? Oh, here it is. All right, so next is I'm going to take that little mini beauty blender and I'm just gonna bounce it again under my eye. Therefore, you're not taking the product off. And then I have my magnifying mirror right here. It's I think it's 10 times magnification, really gets it up there so you can see what's happening. And I'm just bouncing it, bouncing. I didn't put anything on this, just whatever product is there, is there. And then that way you can kind of see if you do need to go over it again. Now for your eyelid, I am using IT Cosmetics. Not sure what number this is. It is oh gosh, I can't see. C5194 brush. So it's a flatter brush. And again, I take that pad that I originally wiped my face off that has some moisture to it, and I just kind of run my brush over it to get rid of any product from yesterday. I try to faithfully wash my brushes and things, and we'll go over that at the end. And so the brush has a little bit of dewiness to it, and I use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Concealer, and I use that on my eyelid. So as you can see, it's been used. I'm just running my brush over it once, and then I like to pop that on my lid and get rid of those veins and things like that, and I run it all the way up to my eyebrow and do the same thing. So wipe the brush and then wipe it on the product, and it has that moisturizing center, and I think maybe that's why I like it. I just started using this within the last year, and then it keeps to your natural color. Like I said, I'm more pinky, and the color I'm using is what? Oh, hey, I just saw that the hydrating concealer, it has hyaluronic acid in it. No wonder I like it. What in the world? And I'm sure this is medium. That's kind of what I normally use. So that's the color on that. And so now that's kind of setting up. And I just wipe that brush off again on that same pad. This pad really gets used. So therefore, using products like that, that's why it's good. All right, so next is I'm going to check my under eyes again in the magnifying mirror and see if I've had any issues. So I have had a little bit of extra settling into lines. And so I'm just going to use that ring finger again and go over it. And at this point, if you think you need more coverage, that's kind of when I pull this guy out, that little eraser, give it a couple twists, and I just bounce it in those areas that I think I need a little bit extra coverage on those dark circles of mine. And I'm, like I said, the more gentler you are around your eyes, the better they will look. Okay, so right now I still have not put on lower lash mascara, but I'm getting ready to. All right, so I'm wiping my finger off again on that. I do see a little bit of fallout from this mascara, so I do think it's getting dry. And I'm just gonna, I know that's kind of gross, but it's my spit. And I'm just gonna get rid of that little fallout. And I'm ready to doll up these bald lashes on the bottom and just kind of cleaning the corners of my eye. Okay. So the mascara that I do use, I have learned to love this. I'm not sure when they came out with it, but it is from Wet n Wild. And that's the old school, OG way. And I used to wear the bright fuchsia Wet n Wild lipstick back in high school. And you can ask any of my classmates. That's what I was known for, anything fuchsia. But this is the Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. And I've tried the CoverGirl one, the Discovery Lash or things like that. I can't find a replacement for this. This brush is phenomenal. It is just long and skinny, and like I said, I do wear waterproof underneath my eyes because I tend to tear up and things. Got a lot of grandkids and life in general, and I just do. So I've learned my lesson, and I wear waterproof on the bottom. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just touch it. Got a clump on there. I'm just gonna touch and just wiggle it in a little bit. I've got some sparse lashes from where I had that Chalazon, that sty over here. So I just kind of take the end and just zhuzh it up a little bit in that one spot. And I've been trying to go without eyeliner, and it's just such a hard habit to break. But I'm starting to love my little false lashes. And it was, like I said, it was my birthday yesterday, so I really was dolled up and highlighted and looking pretty cute yesterday. So this is where I go in, and I had one little dot. So I'm trying to do it before it dries, because that's when you really have to pull out the other heavy duty Mary Kay oil-free eye makeup remover that removes anything. I swear by it. And it's not irritating. I have very sensitive skin and eyes. So, all right, so I'm kind of letting that dry. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of looking at my blemishes and things like that. I think I'm ready to do my eyebrows. So God has blessed me with very thick eyebrows, and I've been trying to grow this one back out. It's a little bit too far in. This one looks good. This one has had some issues. And so, like I said, I'm blonde, I'm dirty blonde, so this part is darker, and then it just kind of fades into nothing. And so if there's one thing that you can do is, like, if you only want to pick a couple things to do to your face, eyebrows, mascara, lipstick. Like, those are the things. It depends on your age though, but the other thing is I can't go without under eye concealer because I just have those. I've been blessed with those bags. The easiest way that I have found over the years, I literally have never used a eyebrow pencil. I have only used either eyeshadow or I think that's it. Yeah, I literally have only used shadows or powder. That's what I was going to say. So CoverGirl makes a very nice, easy breezy brow. And I love it. This is the, what color is this? I'm sure it's like the blonde or light, where, you know, it's not real dark. That middle shade is what I use. And then I highlight my, underneath my brow bone. So I kept this little mini slanted brush from another product, and I just keep putting it back into my powder brow. And so I just tap it on, and then I start at the front by the middle of your forehead, and I just kind of start going over those hairs. And then I really try to do a straight line at the end. And you can just kind of see how filling that in, I don't know if you can tell, filling that in just kind of really starts to pull your makeup together. And actually that's a little bit dark. So I'm just gonna run my finger over it. And that's the joy of using powder, that if you think it's too much, you can literally just brush it off. So I'm gonna go back in, I'm gonna tap it off. Maybe that was my problem, I didn't tap it off. And I'm gonna go in and just follow your natural brow bone and finish at the end there. I'm just blocking that light so you can see. And then this is when I look at the bigger mirror in front of me, so then I can kind of fix what needs fixing. So now it's kind of, your makeup is starting to pull together. So I am going to take that highlighter that's in here, it's got a little bit of shimmer, and I'm going to use, gosh, where is my new little brush? So IT Cosmetics came out with a fun product, and I love this little brush. It is skinny and dense, so it's real hard. And so what I do is I just tap that in there, and I just kind of dump it off, and you go right underneath that brow bone. And that just gives you a little bit of extra highlight. And I literally do this every day. If that's like my one thing, I mean, I can leave my lid plain because I put that Hydro Boost on, and I just have a nice clean eyelid right now. So if I didn't want to wear any eyeshadow, I don't have to. That's the beauty of having just a little bit of color in something. And all right, I'm done with that. So the brows are done, my little bit of highlight. I don't really go overboard because of my age. Next, I think I'm ready to put a little bit of blush. I mean, you call it blush, but it really isn't. This, I hate to admit how long I have had this. It actually has been in my drawer because there's so much product. I just hate to throw it away. Another Bare Minerals product. This is my True. And True can be used anywhere. So I actually do like to put it on my décolleté, like when I want a little bit of zhuzh. So it's got some sparkle to it. Ooh, as you can see, I just dumped it. But it has changed. The product has changed so much over the years. I don't really know what to do right now because I literally did spill it. And that's the beauty of their new lids on their product. I'm just gonna reach over and try to, well, maybe I can just use this product. Oh, leave it to me, leave it to Beaver. All right, so I am going to take this product, which brush, oh here. So this is a Morphe M536 brush. And I just like it because you can really just put it right where you want. So not to be weird, but I'm gonna take what I just spilled off my hand because I don't wanna waste that product, right? And that's way too much for this. So I'm going to tap this off, and a ton comes off. Like, you can just use so little of this product, and that's probably why I've had it for so long. And I think Bare Minerals still makes it. All right, so I'm gonna go just kind of where you put blush. And I'm just gonna go up and just do that little punched cheek, you know, like what back in the day when everybody just said something that, oh, it looks like you just punched your cheeks. And I like to go up and over because I'm going to be putting some highlighter on that area too, so I'm just keeping it right in the middle. All right, I'm gonna go what's on my hand one more time. And again, that's a little too much, so I'm gonna tap it off. Right on the lid is what I'm doing. And right now I'm gonna look at myself in the distant mirror and just go over that area and just lightly tapping again. That's kind of the motion that you want when you're older, when you're putting on your makeup. Okay, so I'm done with that brush right now. I need to take a time out and clean this off my hand. And if you would only see my lap right now. That's the beauty of beauty products. At least it's shiny and sparkly. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. So whatever's left on that brush, where's that brush at? I kind of just tap it into my little neckline. And then you got a little sparkle. All right, enough of that. I gotta close that bad boy up because it is just gonna leak everywhere. Like I said, it just, I've had it, I wanna say 10 years. That's probably really bad. It's really bad of me to have it, but I cannot give it up because there's too much product left. Too big of a package. I don't like to waste. Okay, so now that I have a little bit of color on my cheeks, I am going to, this is something else that I blend. I'm just a blender. I'm a blender girl. I gotta come up with a fun name for that. So if I feel, so before I do my powder, if I feel I need a little more coverage, and I don't want to slap on any more liquid foundation, my Holy Grail, which isn't very drying, but I stopped using just powder as my foundation quite a while ago because my skin was definitely changing with age. But I pull out my Bare Minerals, my actual foundation, and my foundation powder. And so I just put just a little bit on the brush. And this is another IT Cosmetics foundation brush, C5194, and it's a little more slanted. So I just I just put it in a little touch in the lid, and then again, I just kind of go over and tap. And if you want to take some of that dewiness off, but I like the dewy because my skin is so dry that I really don't have that problem. But like I said, it just gives you just a little bit of extra coverage, so how you can kind of see that those blemishes are disappearing. But I'll show you the true fix in just a second. So there, I really hardly put anything. It's kind of what was on the brush, and cleaning your brushes weekly is very important. We'll go over that at the end. Oh my gosh, it's only almost been an hour. What in the world? So I am falling in love with Hourglass Veil. My other Holy Grail always was the Mineral Veil from Bare Minerals, and I have the Illuminating Mineral Veil. So what I've been doing as I'm testing out this product, I just bought the little mini one, is I'm putting it in the lid of this one because this is just too small. And I've been applying it a couple of different ways. So I have a little bit of the Mineral Veil in this lid already. There's just a touch, and then I take it, and I don't know, I kind of am weird. I just use a brush to kind of tap it out because of the top of the lid are just the holes. So just do that, and you have just a little bit of powder in there. And then the other trick that I learned on YouTube was I take that beauty blender that's still soft and squishy, still has your product in it from before, and you take it and you dip it in there, and I just kind of give it a tap off. So right now I am setting my face. A lot of people do it different. I'm gonna go over it and I'm gonna do some highlighting. So I'm just gonna kind of start bopping this in. I'm not really hitting that under eye yet. I'm gonna take my little tiny blender and do that. You can see the difference in size. And I'm just gonna kind of start setting it. If I feel like I need more product, then I just dip it back into the lid. I'm just looking at the time here, sorry. And this is when I look in this magnifying mirror. So you can kind of see how that dewiness is disappearing. And I'm just, like I said, just tapping and tapping. So if you think you need a little bit more, just put a little bit more in the lid. I think there's a little bit more on here, so I'm gonna clean that out. Or even in the little mini lid. I'm just gonna take that out of there and just go over that. And don't forget to blend down below too. So if you did miss, like, this can kind of pull that product down. All right, bounce away. That's the other reason why I like this beauty blender. It's latex free, and it just, I don't know, I literally can't find another one. If you get real brave, you can take and do a little bit of a bronzer. I got this from Hoola. It was the August birthday thing at Ulta, and you can dip this in and kind of do some highlighting. I'm not really, or bronzing. I'm not really into that, so I don't do that. All right, closing these up before I spill these. And since today I put the Hydro Boost on my lids, I'm kind of liking how it looks. It just looks really natural. I'm not putting lashes on today, so I think I'm not really gonna put any eyeshadow on, but I do love my Naked palette. I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 Naked palettes in here that I just love. Maybe we'll just throw a little bit on. I've got some new brushes I wanted to play with. So let's see, what brush am I using? Which one looks good? This one's not too bad. So this is another sparkly IT Cosmetics. It's a little more dense. So I just kind of like to keep it nice and neutral. I mean, I don't really do a big smoky eye or anything. Just kind of more of an everyday look. And I know once you get older, you're supposed to stay away from the shimmers, but I don't. So I really like to go with a lighter color on the inside of my eye because I have this darkness here. And we'll kind of just tap that in there and fix my lashes because I goofed them up. I'm taking that first color, Virgin, oh my, and putting it on the brush and just tapping it. So it doesn't really make a huge difference, but it just lightens that lid up enough, and then you can really start seeing the mascara and things. I am not really gonna mess too much with this. So I haven't really mastered the art. All right, after that, so I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighting, and I'm really liking the Milani. It's beautiful, Stellar Lights, Rose Glow, and I found a new brush that I liked putting it on with. Where is it? Oh, right here. So this is my Morphe 6, oh gosh, I can't see it, M518. So it's just got a nice little fun tip on it, and so you can just touch it into there. So I like to put the lightest color down my nose, upper lip, and a little bit on the chin and on the forehead. And then I go in with, I have this color, which is more of a peachy, depending on my outfit or what have you, or whatever my eye makeup is. I also have a pink one from Pure Minerals, but we're using this one today. So I literally am going to tap this in here and tap it off because it's pretty potent. Just right on the tip of your nose. I might turn the camera here. So you can see how that's kind of shining. And just, I don't know, I have big lips naturally too, and I'm just doing this little area. A little bit on the chin by my dimple and my birthmark. And it just kind of changes. It just kind of maybe brings a little bit of attention. Not that I want attention on my nose. And then I check myself in the magnifying mirror. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to tap it into the product one more time and tap it off. And if we want to define that at all, just kind of go over that. And sometimes people do that, you know, too on their, let's try that today. I'm going to look in my mirror though and see if that changes the look of anything. Because I did already use that other highlighter, and maybe I'm going to pop a little bit into my corner and see if that brightens it up for me a little bit. So you can still see how dewy my skin is, and I don't know, a lot of people don't like that. It is summertime, so I'm okay with it. All right, I'm putting this away. And what I do for the color, you already saw the color. I'm gonna set this back down. I actually just take my ring finger again, and I actually just kind of press it into the product so you don't get a ton, because this is a very, you know, pretty soft product. And I tap my finger off, and I'm gonna take this again and look over here. And I just like to put it on that brow, or not the brow bone, no, on your cheekbone. Just right above where you put some color. I'm gonna put my finger in again, tap it off. And that just kind of gives it a little bit of extra zhuzh. The one thing that you don't want to do is like gather into those fine lines. And that, again, you can check your under eye makeup and make sure that it's getting set, because that is what you want for, I think that, did I forget to set my under eyes while I'm talking here? I don't think I ever used this and went under my eye. Maybe that's the problem, because it's kind of starting to gather. So I'm just gonna do the hourglass again. And there's enough in this lid. Like, I don't even need that much. So I'm gonna actually take the little skinny end. And I'm gonna tap that off. Oh, there's a little bit too much there, but I'm gonna try doing this in the light. And you can see how I'm just barely, maybe I'm gonna flip it over now and just kind of bounce it in there and set it. Yeah, this is a really long video. I've hardly really done anything. I've talked too much. All right, you can still definitely see that blemish. I think I got a couple of them. I got one on the tip of my nose here too. And so that's usually the last thing that I do before I go out the door, so I know that it's going to be covered. Put my brushes back. I'm going to pick up that first brush that I used on my eye with the Hydro Boost. You know, that's kind of my primer, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But I'm going to take that, and seriously, my holy grail of cover-up that I have used and used and used and bought millions and millions, not millions, but probably 25 different containers over the last 10, oh my gosh, since 01. That is coming up on 20 years. What in the world? It is Bare Minerals. I know you're probably hearing a broken record here, but Bare Minerals Bisque. It is a multitasking concealer. It is powder, so even though it's powder, I still swear by it. And so Bisque is the color, I guess. Like, that is just what it is. So I have my little mini one, and then I have my large one that I refill. So there usually is enough in the lid. And I'm taking that same brush from IT Cosmetics, and I'm just putting it in there and then tapping it off. And you've got to see how this disappears. And I'm gonna maybe look in my magnifying mirror. You literally, all you have to do is like touch it. And it's boom, it is gone. Let me tell you. I mean, get that. So I don't want to like put it too many places, so I'm going to cover up this on the tip of my nose here too. And I just kind of look around. I've had a blemish over here, and it left kind of a scar. So I'm just gonna press that in there too. Yeah, like I swear by this stuff. So it literally is gone. Okay, so my super last step is, now that I have everything set, I'm not planning on putting eyeliner on today, because then I would just do it on the lower. Oh my God, I made a mess with that powder. But I am going to spray my face. I'm going to set my face, and I use a couple of different setting sprays. The All Nighter is kind of a very popular one. I don't have much left in here, but I have 2 spares. That's how much I really like it. But the guy at Ulta, he just said, oh, I have a new one for you to try, because the All Nighter has alcohol in it, which is very drying. I'm like, well, I don't want that. I have dry skin. But this is like holy grail. Everybody uses this and swears by it. So I'm not going to use this today because I'm going for the dewy look. I have the Anastasia Dewy Set. So it doesn't have glitter in it. That's just what the bottle looks like. And I give myself a couple of really good sprays. So I'm just going to kind of give it a couple little shakes here, like what I do with the other one. It's got a kind of a different sprayer on it. I'm not loving it. But I hold it up. I'm not like spraying it right on my face. I hold it up and I let it fall on my face. So here we go. Ready? And I try to cover each side. And then I just do the fan. And that is it. Then I go and pretty much get ready for the day. I did want to talk to you quick about, well, there's nothing quick about this video, cleaning your brushes, how important it is. I'm just kind of putting everything back. Cleaning your brushes weekly and cleaning your sponges daily it's so important. I mean, right now I've got a couple of sponges that I've got to clean with the ones from, well, this one's clean. And my little hack is, you know, I'm a mason jar girl, but I found one of these little, it's a spoon rest. And so I keep my beauty blenders on it, and it actually is a great place for them to dry. I have to clean this one though. Great place for them to dry. And then you actually can see what you have clean and what you don't. So there's that. And then I use the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. This is the baby unscented. You can pretty much pick that up anywhere. I think I got it at Target for a couple bucks, but you can probably get it online. I just like the smaller bottle for travel. So you put a few drops on there. And instead of squeezing, because I have fingernails, I actually kind of roll it around. And then just keep squeezing, and then I let them dry in my little tray. And that is about it. Maybe next time I'll put some lashes on for you and maybe some eyeshadow. But I'm just going for a little simple look today. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try to get it down to under an hour. I can't believe I took an hour. But at least I'm ready. My husband won't be too mad. He's playing his sports right now. And I'm going to finish cleaning up and get ready for the day. So thanks for doing your makeup with me. And I'm just going to do one last look in the natural light, which is what I suggest for everybody. I'm going to hold it back, and my hair is crazy. But I will be talking to you guys next month about my hair because I am going on 1 year with no hair color. So it's growing out, it's doing its thing, and I'm just embracing it because I am going to be a grandma of 6. March, we will have our 6th grandchild within 3 years, is what it is. The only other thing, just real quick, I didn't do are my lips. I am going to finish flossing. I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I actually wear Lip Sense products because you put it on in the morning and it stays on all day. And I just end up putting a little bit of chapstick or what have you over the top, or gloss. I swear by this stuff. You don't have to mess with it. They have so many different colors. I have a pink and I have like a peachy one that I alternate between because that's the colors my color scheme. And that is about it. So just kind of a close-up. And like I said, I just turned 48 yesterday, and I'm just working on that skin routine and drinking lots of water and keeping healthy. So hope you enjoyed this. And an hour and 11 minutes to do my face? No. It's probably about normally a 15-20 minute routine. So, but all of my chatting and gabbing and spilling and talking about products. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to try to get this downloaded as soon as possible. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.